Hello and good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Awakening the Force Yoga with me, Yogi Cecily. I hope everyone is doing well. It is a Monday. It is a Monday. And if you are following these classes on YouTube, well, maybe you'll feel that there's a difference between Mondays and Wednesdays. I always think Mondays are kind of like, let's get charged up. Let's get ourselves in the proper mindset for the week. If you are following on YouTube, that means you found me. I am Yogi Cecily on YouTube. And if you're following this on Facebook, then you maybe know that you don't ever have to worry about missing a download because I put them all on YouTube. And then if you want tutorials and alignment yoga, all of those are on Instagram. And on Instagram, I am Yogi Cecily. Or sorry, Cecily underscore Yogi. So YouTube, Yogi Cecily, Instagram, Cecily underscore Yogi. And I do remind everyone, all of these classes that I'm putting out on social media are donation based. So thank you all so very much for your donations. And that is what's going to just help us strive and thrive and keep it going. Okay, awakening the force yoga is what we do in the morning because we've got to get the force going. And I usually start with a reading, and then we do breath work, and then we do core and sometimes some butt. And then sometimes we do heart opening. And then we get into the sun salute. So we sort of build everything up from the ground, right on? My reading for you today comes from one of my favorite books. I have so many. They're really all my favorites. But I think that every yoga student should have this book. It is the Yoga Encyclopedia of Yoga. So this is the Shambhala Encyclopedia of Yoga by George Furstein. And, Firestein. And it doesn't read like a book, it reads like an encyclopedia. So that could be problematic. But I think sometimes we come across a term or concept in yoga, and it's just good to have this book very handy on your shelves because then you can sort of go and look at it conceptually, look at the term conceptually. And then, of course, as an encyclopedia, one word takes you all the way to a whole bunch of other words. So it's a really good book to have just on the entire topic of yoga, right on? So here we are. And I just opened the book today, as I usually do for you all. I just kind of go, and I put my finger on a page. And I opened up to the letter F, and the first word to understand, to study, is faith. Faith. So I did a post earlier where I said yoga doesn't ask for your faith, it asks for your practice. So I kind of feel like as if the yoga universe is kind of going, that's not correct, Cecily. So we do practice, and we should build a foundation on practice. But as I found in my encyclopedia, faith is also a big part of yoga. So here on the subject of faith, it says, faith, as opposed to mere belief, is a deep felt, trusting attitude toward existence. As such, it is fundamental to all spiritual traditions. Maturation of the yogic path is unthinkable without faith, especially faith in one's teacher, the guru, who is thought to testify to the reality of the spiritual dimensions of life. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna emphasizes the importance of faith. In this manner, Krishna says, quote, the faith of every person is in accordance with his or her essence. A person's faith is actually their form. So you take on the form of your faith. Whatever his or her faith is, that is verily who they are. That's what Krishna has to say about faith. Isn't that interesting? So that's why I love this encyclopedia is sometimes I just sort of rifle through it and I just come across a term. Here's the term name. Name. Although most schools of Hinduism deem the divine in itself to be the nameless and the formless, it has traditionally been worshipped under many names. So like, look, so there's just an entry for the word name in yoga. Fascinating book, really great book, and you can just take it and take a topic and then just meditate on the entry. So faith, can meditate on faith. Great. All right. I've been sitting with my right foot on top of my left. Let's go ahead and switch and put the left on top of the right. I'm on two blankets usually in the morning. I've got one that sort of works as a bolster, and then I've got another one that works as a little extra padding in the morning, right? So bones can be stiff and cranky. Well, with the left foot on the top, I tell you what, let's twist to the left, inhale, and exhale. Yeah. And twist to the right. Inhale and exhale. One more left. Inhale, exhale. And one more right. Inhale, exhale. Stay to the right. Take your left hand all the way forward towards me. Put your right hand directly behind you. Twist as much as you can with your ribs. And I'm going to give you a little secret. I'm actually using this foot, which would be your left foot. I'm using this foot to push into my right leg. When I push this foot into the leg, it helps me twist. So more than trying to use your shoulders or your ribs, use your feet to help you twist, yeah? So 5 breaths here, twisting to the right. 5. See, I'm using my legs to twist. 4, 3, twist, twist. 2, and a 1. Good. Right arm on left ear. Let's just lean. Now use your left hand to a little bit push this left knee down and away. So that's going to help your ribs lean more to the right. 5, 4, 3. Feel the intercostal muscles in the left ribs. 2, opening, yeah. And a 1. Take your fingers just on the back of your head. Squeeze your elbows together and then actually draw the chin down to the chest. Round your back deeply. 5. Round deeply. 4. Belly button to the spine. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale. Up and open. Great. Let's just change sides. So right leg on top. That was good. That was good. So we're going to twist to the right. Inhale and exhale. So you push this foot into the left leg. Twist to the left. Inhale and exhale. Push this knee down. One more time to the right. Inhale and exhale. So good. And to the left. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to stay. We're going to stay facing what's going to be your left side. Use your right foot and actually push it into your leg. That's going to help you twist more. Breathe. 5. So you use your legs for twisting. 4. Inhaling, exhaling. 3. 2. Use your legs for twisting. More, 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 more. And 1. Fantastic. Take your fingers just on the back, just a little bit behind the ears. Bring your elbows together. It's a deep rounding. It's not a forward fold. Belly button to spine. Pull the neck down. 5, 4. Deep and meaningful breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Inhale up and open. Great, wonderful. Okay, let's come out of that. Now, I'm going to take my blanket out. You could leave yours in because we're going to stay seated. Going to stay seated. Let's work in Baddha Konasana. Baddha Konasana. Grab your feet. And let's just do a little Humpty Dumpty. So we go right and left, right and left. Oh, I forgot the left side neck stretch. Sorry. Right. We'll put that in a moment. And left, right, and left. Give it four more. Four and three. Look how far I'm going to go over. And two. Right. Good. And one. Great. Let's come back to the center. Yeah. Let's put your left hand on the right. Oh, and lean over. Now, when we're leaning, any leaning stretch, you are falling. So I want you to, maybe you can be aware, are you actually trying to keep yourself from falling? Or are you actually letting gravity have some effect? Now you're going to say, but Cecily, hey, what happens when I get down here? I feel like I'm really going to hit the floor. Well, that's where you're probably at your fullest stretch. So sometimes we have to let a little bit more happen than we think should. Yeah. Let's go back to our Humpty Dumpty, so soles of the feet together. So now I'm going to go way over. Let's go left side first. I'm going to go way over and way over. Now, I don't know about you, but when I go all the way over on the sides like this, I feel my side body getting a really great stretch. You hear my ankles cracking. So this is what I'm going to try to explain as your lateral fascia. So we talk about fascia. You might have heard the term fascia system works like a glove. It works like this kind of unique glove. And there's a lot of different types of fascia. Some of your fascia is harder and denser. The lateral fascia is denser because it helps keep us upright as we're walking, you know? And that's, I think, sometimes why we feel uncomfortable falling sideways. I think sometimes that's why we get to about here and the fascia says, uh, but I have found a real curious thing, and some of this comes from working with my friend Frederick Sheng in New York, who does Feldenkrais. So you can look up the Feldenkrais method. He does Feldenkrais, and I found a curious thing happens that the more you work laterally and sideways with your body and forget about forward stretching, let's do just two more of these. Some different types of cavities and abilities and mobility opens up in your body. Not to mention the vestibular and ocular pathways get a kind of engagement that they don't normally get, right on? Let's do pretty much the same thing with the legs out nice and wide. Upavishta Konasana. So I like this exercise. Some of you have done this with me many times. Yes, fingertips behind the ears, leaning right to left. Now here it is. Some people go here and they stop. Don't stop. See how I'm stopping before I hit the floor? Then some people go here and they think that it's wrong for their legs to change. I don't think it's wrong. I think you have to let that happen. And the more you let that happen, the less it happens. It's weird. The more you let it happen, the next time you go there, the body has opened up something for you. And you will stop falling out of the lateral position. Did you hear my knee? My knee just did a nice crack. So working laterally, you might find some unusual kind of almost chiropractic benefit. See? Crickling and crackling in your bones isn't always a bad thing. Let's take four more. Exhale. And three. Exhale. Just whatever's happening, let it happen. 2, we're going to finish on the right side, and 1 on the right. Take a nice stretch on your right side. Go ahead, take the calf muscle, don't worry about your foot, and round down. Go ahead, make a nice round position. Come on up, same stretch to the left side. Just make a nice round position. Rounding's not bad either because that's how the back stretches, right? It's not necessarily a bad thing. Good, come on up. Hold on to both calves, both ankles, and let's round, just round. See, I'm rounding and I feel the stretch in my back and I'm not trying to get my forehead to the floor. I'm just rounding down. 3, rounding. 2, and 1. I want to go back to something we did earlier. Put the fingertips on the back of your head, squeeze your elbows together a little bit, and here we go again, round. Pull your chin into your chest. Try to get your elbows in towards your belly button. Round. 3, round. 2, and 1. Bring it up and open. And hands behind the head. Elbows squeeze together to the left. Round. Push your back like a turtle. Belly button to the spine. Doesn't it feel excellent? It feels so wonderful to get this entire back of the neck is stretching. And 1, come up and open. Good. And once more, see, I'm actually tucking my tailbone in, then bringing the belly button to the spine. Draw the chin to the chest and round. Draw your head down. 3. Draw your head down. 2. And 1. Okay, sitting up. Take a block, or maybe a block and a blanket. You'll find what's right for you for a nice, beautiful, generous forward fold. Now, I like to take the hands back behind you. Now, when you take your hands back behind you, your shoulders are going to fall forward, but that's okay. That's okay. Just hang out there. Breathe. 5. Just hang out there in that forward fold. Breathe. 4. Breathe. 3. Yeah. Hang out there. 2. And a 1. Come on up. Set your blocks, your blankets aside. One more deep stretch to the right. Hold on to the calf and the ankle. Now I'm going to switch gears and go to the long flat back. 5, 4, and you can feel the difference. There's less of a stretch feeling in my back. 3, and more of a stretch feeling the right inner thigh and hamstring. 1, come on, left side. So that's the difference. If I sit up tall, keep my ribs away from my waist, open my throat a little bit and keep my gaze upward. 5, 4. You know that your nose or your face would be the last thing to come down to your leg. 3, the first thing to come down would be your ribs. 2, and 1. Same thing in the forward stretch. I am going to hold on to my feet, but ankles are fine. But look at the difference. I'm looking up, lifting up, and actually trying to get forward towards you, not down to the floor. 3, 2, and 1. Watch what we're going to do here. These are circle rounds. Start with your left arm. Circle your left arm round and up and center. Exhale. Right arm to the left, round, up. Inhale, then center. Exhale. Left arm round, up. Inhale, center. Exhale. Right arm round, up, center, exhale. Let's do 4 more. Left arm round. Let's do 4 more. So what are we doing here? I'm just trying to get that fascial glove, right arm, to get these lateral and then adding in the transverse and forward folding. 1 more. Left arm round. Inhale, breathe with it. Inhale. And center right arm. And inhale up. Excellent. Let's do a little bit more of these kind of transverse and lateral work. You're going to place your hands to the sides, and we're just going to dip the legs, dip your knees right to left. So I've pulled my feet in, my knees are up, my hands help prop my ribs up, prop my shoulders up, and I'm just going to twist both knees to the right. I love it already. And to the left. And you can feel your waist muscles, abdominals, oblique abdominals, transverse abdominis. That's the TVA. So if you're ever somewhere and they say TVA, it is not the initials for an airport. All right. Your TVA. Right? I do kind of adjust my feet. They don't stay perfectly stacked. So each time I come around, I sort of adjust my feet. Take 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And 1. Good. Stay here. Sit upright and see if you can grab hold of the top shin bone. Then sit up tall and twist a teeny bit to the right. That means you're going to use your left hand to help pull the shin bone so you can twist a little bit more to the right. Stay there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Did you like it? I like it. And I also feel a little stretch in the condyles at my knees. See, there are all of these lateral pieces that need a good stretch every now and then. Let's get the hands, let's go left to right first. 6 times, just 6. So here's 1, center, inhale, exhale, 2, center, and 3, center, and 4, center, and 5, center. I lied. 6, we'll have to take it. Oh no, we're going to stay here. We're going to stay on this side. Great. So now your hands get on the top shin bone. Now, if you have trouble sitting up, here is a good case to say it's your core is weak. I try to get my students to understand you can't keep saying it's the core's fault. Here is a case, though, where if you can't sit up, that is your core, the inability of your core to contract. So we grab hold of the shin to help, and then twist. Breathe. 3. Try to sit up. Try to get the chest forward, the shoulders back. 2. Twist, twist, twist. And 1. Awesome. Great. Let's face the right side and roll. I always do some rolling in the morning. Let's roll back. Roll forward to Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together. Then roll back. Roll forward to straight legs. Exhale. Let's just do those 2. Back. See, I'm going to bend my knees to roll. And then Baddha Konasana. Forward. Forward. And back. You hear my ankles cracking. And forward. 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 And back. So that's good for my ankles. And forward. They probably just stiffen up overnight. And back. Inhale. And forward, big stretch. 2 more. Now, if you're a fitness people out there, and forward, my runners, folks like that, don't be surprised. All of that activity, right, causes the body to stiffen up. Let's do 1 more of each. That is its natural way of protecting itself. Running and jumping is very abrasive to the body, so it stiffens to protect itself. That's why you need a yoga practice to help rebalance. Stay in your forward fold. I'm going to lift up, hold on to the calves, and do that long back version. So instead of rounding and pulling down, I'm actually going to lengthen, send the shoulders back, and actually pull. Pull your legs like you're wearing boots that you can't pull on. I used to use that description all the time. I used to say, hey, you have a pair of boots, and you're actually trying to pull them on and they won't fit, and that will get your ribs forward. Yep. Wonderful. Okay, so now we're going to sit up and pull the knees in here. Round your forehead down and just tuck everything in. And you see, it's true and it's okay. The back is going to round quite a bit. Next up, I want to look at Eagle's Pose. So today is just all about getting some lateral stuff in there. So we're going to look at Eagle's Pose. Please take your right leg up and cross it over. All right. Now, can this right foot touch the outside of your left ankle? So bring your ankles together. And now we're going to do that little swiveling that we did before. Swivel back and forth. But you got to keep your legs together. Now, you all stay sideways there. I'm going to show you what it looks like to the front. I think this is the way ladies used to sit in the 1940s. I don't know. With the shin bones together. Everybody can't do that. So if this is hard, right, sometimes it's really hard for my male students. If this is hard for you, that's okay. Take your time with it. It's going to help you with your IT band. Yes, and one more. Good. Let's unravel. Roll back on your back. And take your right leg out long and straight. Then take your left leg up. You're trying to sit up and twist towards me. Right hand to the left foot. Up and up. Twist and twist. Up and up. If it's hard for you to keep a straight leg, well, just let it bend a little. A little. Your goal is to straighten it out. Make no mistake. Up and up, up and up. Keep going. Up, up and up. 16, 15, what? 14, 13, 12, oh, 11, I got you. 10, 9, if you need a little support for your neck, go ahead. 8, 7, 6, come on, twist. 5, 4, twist. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Give your knees a hug. Roll forward sitting up. Face the left side of your room, and you're on all fours. Awesome. Take a child's pose here. That feels great. I don't know about you, but that just feels great. And I think, because I practice this, I think it feels great because of all of the lateral and side-to-side twisting. When you start to get into your regular poses, they just feel like a good, warm slipper. They just feel nice and buttery because you did all of this harder side-to-side work, yeah? Let's come out of your child's pose, sit up. Hug your knees in tight. Take that round back. It's okay. It's got to be okay sometimes to let the forehead and the face come down. Get your nose inside of the knees. All right? Okay, good. Then we're sitting up. Take your left leg up and over. All right? Now, can you get your left foot to touch outside of your right ankle? And then just start your swiveling. Now, folks, as you're doing this, it's true. The idea is, again, to let things fall to the floor. I mean, let it come all the way down. But this one might feel intense. So feel it out. That would be a goal. What's harder about this one, it goes through more joints. Look, it's going through the ankle, so you might feel your ankle on the downside. You might feel your knees, ligaments on your knees stretching. Take 4 more. Exhale. I wouldn't go faster on this one. This one I would go slower than I'm going, if anything. I wouldn't go faster. Great. Great, great, great. Unravel. Roll back on your back. Let's do a little bit of rolling. Back and forward. Baddha Konasana. And back and forward straight legs. and back, forward. Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees wide. You hear my ankles. I don't mind. People say that's old age. Whatever. I'm back. Whatever. Be lucky, right? Lucky to live to be old. Give me one more Baddha Konasana. Yep. And one more straight leg. Nice, nice, nice. Hold on to this forward fold here. We will do the abs before we get on to what's going to feel more like yoga. Yeah? So then roll back on your back. Your left leg goes straight, your right leg goes up, your left hand crosses over to your right foot, and we are up, 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 twist, up, twist. Notice this hand is on the outside of the leg, up and up. So I'm twisting across, up, up and up. Need a little bend in both knees. That's okay. A little up and up, up. I don't want to see you get into that zone. You've got to stretch out your legs. And stretching out your legs means extending energy through them. You know what I mean? Uh, energy. 16, 15, 14, work with me. 13, 12, 11, 10, count with me. 8, 7, I see you there. 6, I see you all writing me some messages. 4, thank you. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, give it a hug. All right, if your computer screen is close to you, give me some hearts. Hit me some hearts or clap hands, because you loved it. I know you loved it. Show me love. Good, turn to the right side. Great. We're in all fours in a child's pose. Come on down. Oh, it just feels so good. See, the child's pose feels very low, open, and accessible. Sometimes if I get a child's pose going very low, I look to the right. I'll look to the right or to the left and get my nose out of there. And come on up. All right, getting rid of the blanket. Going to a downward facing dog. So go on to your downward facing dog and some pedal pushers. Go ahead, get that going. Yeah. In the morning, I usually hold on to the edges of the mat. Working with some side plank, modified side plank. Bring your right knee down and get a left side plank stretch. Downward facing dog, pedal pushers. So we'll turn away from each other this morning, which means now bring your left knee down. Turn away from me and get a side, modified side plank, opening the sides of the body. Downward facing dog, pedal pushers. Right knee down, one more each side, modified side plank, open. Open your throat. Then downward dog, pedal pushers. See how I'm holding onto the mat? If your shoulders feel tight, try it. And last time this way, left knee down, modified side plank. Open it up, open your throat, and downward dog. Nice. Walk your hands back to your feet. Take the elephant's trunk. Good. Now, sometimes I get messages, some folks, want the more energetic workouts. One of the reasons why I kind of split it morning to evening is I love the morning workout because we're all pretty much the same. There's a quietude to morning practice. This is a squat monkey pose. I'm going to show you the cheat. Because I've got my bench here, I hold on to something to practice sitting lower. Then straight leg forward fold, I'm going to keep my feet fairly wide. Now here's another cheat. If you have something that's 2-3 pounds heavy, like a little bit of a weight, just having a little bit of something, it doesn't have to be super heavy. The bolster can't, it's not 5 pounds. So having the bolster allows me to sit lower. Maybe you have something around you and forward fold. So again, the yoga equipment's so handy. Yeah. One more monkey squat. Monkey squat. Ideally, the thigh bones go horizontal to the floor. So I could sit much lower with my buttocks, but I don't. I wanna kind of keep the skiers like a skier's position. 3, right? So you could take that as well. 2, that'll get you in the right position. And 1, and forward fold. Well, walk out to plank. Inhale. Bend the knees, child's pose. Exhale. Forward and back to plank and child. Plank. So push your body energy forward. Child's pose. Scoop your body energy back. Exhale. Plank is the inhale. Look how I'm pushing way out of my toes. See that? And back. I'm going to tuck my tailbone. Open the chest and the armpits. Exhale. Again, plank. 3. And back. Inhale, exhale. 2. See? Forward. Push. Back. Inhale. Exhale. And one more. Inhale, exhale. Push. Out of your toes. And back. Great. Downward facing dog. Right leg lift. Right knee circles. 4, circle round. Really loose. 3, circle round. 2, circle round. 1, reverse the circle. 4, 3, try to find that hip socket. See, so many circles. 2, really don't have a lot of straight lines in the body. And 1, come on down, come on down. Yep. Lifting up, face me. Take your right leg out to the side. Padikasana, the gate. Take the gate to the left. It is very similar to your side plank, except this leg, this femur is in a slightly different position. Come on up. Take the gate to the right. This one's harder. I want to give you a tip, though. If you push your hips back, like child's pose, you will notice you can stretch a little more over. But it's a cheat. So now I'm going to push my hips forward. After I've got the little bit of the extra side, I try to push my hips back forward. Good, come on, up. Padikasana, forward fold. Look up towards me. You're going to take your left hand to your right ankle. You might have to travel your head that way a little bit. Try not to, but it's okay if you do. Then twist your left ear down. Take your right arm up. You can't see me. You have to look up to see. I'm going to take the fingers and put them inside of the left thigh. So now if you think you've got it, go ahead and add that arm. Turn your twist, turn your gaze all the way to the ceiling. 3, 2, and 1. Next up, Prasarita, Padottanasana, both legs nice and wide. Nice and wide. I'm going to bow the head down and take it easy. Got a block there, maybe a blanket. Some of you know Ashtanga, Prasarita A, B, C, and D. So, we're going to go to this pose a couple more times today. So if you want to do something different each time, I highly recommend that. Also, if you think your back rounds a lot, if you think you round up a lot in this pose, it's a better variation to stay on the high side. Squeeze your elbows together, yeah? Good. Let's turn to the left and downward facing dog. This is plank and a push-up 5 times. Each time I'm going to alternate between the modified and the straight plank push-up. So I'm going to go straight first. So plank push-up, downward dog, modified plank push-up, downward dog. So we got 3 more. Plank push-up. Now you do the one that suits you for your morning practice. Downward dog. I'm just calling out what I'm doing. Modified plank push-up. Exhale, downward dog. Plank push-up. Inhale, exhale. Stay strong, downward dog. And modified plank push-up. Downward dog. Primo. I'm going to hold on to the sides of the mat and work with the left leg. Your left leg is going to go up. Good. Bend the knee and take your circles. Circle around. I don't mind if the shoulders and the ribs move around, especially in the morning. We're just trying to stimulate the nervous system. Reverse your circles. I think sometimes we take that for granted, you know, like you've got to stimulate the nervous system. Maybe we should say that instead of exercise. Hey, good. Come on down, bend your knees, face me, lifting up. Left leg out to the side. The gate, Padikasana. Take it to the easy side is going to be to the right. It's the easier side. And up. You're going to take it to the left. This is just my little trick. I know if I sit back maybe about 3 inches that I can lean further to the side. Then once I get a little bit further to the side, I push my hips back forward. 3. So now I'm using very strong glute muscles to push the hips forward. 2. Yes, yes, yes. And 1. Good. Center. Come on down. Look up so you can see. Right? So you can see what I'm doing. It's going to be your right hand goes to your left ankle. Your right ear goes to the ground. Your left arm goes up, over, around your back. And the fingertips, it's ideal if the fingertips can get in to your inner thigh. Now twist as much as you can. Turn your head. Turn your entire gaze towards the ceiling. 3. Come on, come on. Right twist. 2. Twist. And 1. All right. Let's face the right side of the room. Chaturanga Vinyasa. Finally. Chaturanga. We're not going to do a lot of these. Upward facing dog. Yes. And downward facing dog. I like to walk the hands back to the feet, stand all the way up, inhale. We're just doing 2 more of these. Exhale, forward fold. Walk out to plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, inhale, and downward dog, exhale. So good. 1 more time, walk the hands back. Enjoy the forward fold. Stand all the way up, inhaling, a little bit of a back bend, sure, why not? Exhale, forward fold. Walk out to plank. Chaturanga Vinyasa. Any modification, whatever you like. See, this is the last one, so you can stay strong on all of them. And downward dog. Good, good, good. Bend your knees. Okay, I'm taking a block out so I can sit back. Now, after you've done your side body, and especially if you do a lot of vinyasa, vinyasa yoga has an extraordinary amount of forward fold, stretching the hamstring. So we can get a little beat up in the hip flexors. They can overfire. It's not necessarily that they're tight. It's just because we do so much forward folding, they're used to firing. And also we can get a little bit beat up across the lower back. Now, in a strange way, the best thing for that is some manner of back bending. So before we do back bending, Let's get the glute. Let's just do proper glute work, which I usually do in the beginning of this class. But I'm going to do this as an intro to back bending. Right foot goes on the block. You're on your back. Left leg goes up. Rock and roll, 24. Push the hips up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, and 16. 1, 2, 3, but we're not going to be done. 4, 5, 6. Keep it up. 7 and 8 more. 8, 7. Anything higher? 6, 5, 4, 3. Listen, 2 and 1. Hold it. 5 times. Your left leg goes down. 1. This is where we start the back bending. Left leg goes down. 2. Look at how the body arcs up in the middle. And inhale. And 3. Inhale. And 4. Inhale. Yes, I am touching the ground. And 5. And that's a lot of work for me to touch the ground. Good. Bring everything down. Woo, woo. Okay, the block goes underneath your left foot. Take your right leg up. Push the bridge up. Rock and roll. 24. Go. 1, 2. Yeah, up and up and up and up. Up, up. 16. Up and up and up. You know it. You love it. Keep it going. 8 more. 8, 7. Here comes the fire. 6, 5. Here comes the sweat. 4, 3, 2. Higher. 1. Hold it. Right leg down. 5 and up. Inhale and 4 and up. Inhale and 3. Yes. Up. Inhale. Woo-hoo-hoo. 2 and up. Inhale and 1. And up. Exhale. Oh my. My. Okay, coming on up. Awesome. Now, watch me here. Don't be scared. Camel. Working on camel. 5 steps to camel. You don't have to do all 5 of the steps. Step number 1, you can always stop at whichever step you feel it the most. Step number 1, hands go back behind you. Chest up, shoulders back. Let your head go way back. Open your throat. 5, 4. Open your throat. 3. Ujjayi. 2. 1 more deep breath through the throat. Exhale. I'm just going forward onto my elbows. Step number 2, place the hands on your feet. This is pushing the hips forward, and you're going to do the same thing you just did, except your hips have to come up off of your heels. So push from the buttocks. Breathe. 5, 4. Feel the quadricep stretching. 3, 2. You have to push the buttocks forward. Got to. And 1. Good. A little forward fold, but just on elbows, or you can use the block. It's not a child's pose. I don't want to release that much. Okay, if you like those 2 steps, just stay there. Coming all the way up, Ustrasana is the name of the pose, the camel. Ustrasana. Step number 3, I divide in 2 parts. Hands are in prayer. Let's start with your left arm. So I do this one in 2 parts because we have 2 sides. Take the left hand to the left foot. So this is a twisting back bend. Twist back. 5. If you want to take your right arm up, that's cool. 4. And if you want to reach the right arm back, that's okay, but not necessary. I want you to focus on this part that's twisting and falling down. Don't focus on this part that's going up. And 1. Sit back. Find your elbows. Now, if you want to do chaturanga vinyasa and some different things in between, that makes sense if you're that kind of go-getter. Come on up. We're going to do the other side. So start in prayer. Twist first. Look at your foot and then fall back towards it. Don't worry about about this hand going up. In fact, a lot of my students know I tell you, I'll just put this hand on your chest. Don't worry about your left side. Look down. 3, look down and away from me. 2, and 1. So that was step number 3 in 2 parts. We have to do right and left. Good. Step number 4 is a very common technique. The fingertips go downward on the sacrum. Squeeze the elbows together and go back into your camel. 5. So this really gets your arms pushing the hips forward. 4, 3, 2, look at the wall behind you. And 1. Come on down. Some folks maybe like a downward dog or some other type of stretch. Little rabbit's pose stretch might feel good in between. Okay, and we're coming up. And now we do the more traditional fuller variation, yes? And the arms go up and back. Camel. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I will take a downward facing dog. And a few pedal pushers. Perfect. So it feels so good. Perfect. And 1. Okay, ready for Shavasana. For real. Get your blankets out. Get your legs out. Roll back. Of course, if you have finishing poses, make a plan and be ready for that plan. For me personally, this type of workout had so much back work. I probably wouldn't even do pigeon. If you're practicing every day, it's just nice sometimes not to do forward folding and all of the same stretches. So I feel just like doing maybe a nice supported bridge. So if you have about 5 extra minutes after I close this practice and you just want to chill here, there's some other different ways you can use your blocks, restorative yoga for bridge work, Supta Baddha Konasana. I think if it were me, if I had 10 extra minutes, that's the type of stuff I would add. Or just Shavasana. I hope you enjoyed this class today. We'll be back. I call it awakening of force. Life force, energy, prana. Well, we are yogis, yogins, yoginis. We practice yoga. We get up every morning from a place of faith. Doesn't matter what your faith is. Every morning you get up, you have faith that something's going to happen. We want something to happen. I'm awake. Let's go. So each morning we just rekindle our faith in ourselves, really. This is the Gayatri chant. Om Bhuvaspaha Tat Saviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo No Prachodaya. The light in me sees and recognizes the light in you, and for that we say Namaste. Thank you. See you again soon.